Hello, everybody. It has been a while since I have done a live. Uh, Getting set up on Instagram, and hi. So, oh my goodness, there is so much going on right now. It's been really amazing, weird, strange, wonderful. Uh, you may have noticed some big changes in your world and in the world. There's a lot of tension building in the United States right now around the election coming up, and just so much, so many things. And in Access Consciousness, one of the things I love about Access Consciousness is it's this incredible evolutionary body of work, and it just keeps growing and changing and evolving and growing and changing and evolving. And there's been a lot of growth and change and evolution lately, especially around this conversation of personalities and autonomy, and recently getting to something called bases, which has been added to the Access Clearing Statement, which is basically about, the foundation that we create for our reality to base everything off of, to determine if we're right, we're wrong, we're good, we're bad, and if we've won or if we've lost. And I wanted to, it's been changing a lot for me. And this thing about the bases. So when we're working with bases, it's like using the clearing statement. Hey, Andrea. Hey, everybody who's here. Thanks for joining me. So the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, the word bases has been added to it. And basically, it just kind of takes the clearings that we get to do in Access even deeper. And if you aren't familiar with the clearing statement, you can go to theclearingstatement.com and check it out. But it allows the clearings that we do in Access that are really powerful, that like delete your past, basically, to be even more effective, and to delete your past even more. And one of the things that was really monumental for me this summer was this conversation about personalities. And we take on, like, the acknowledgement that we take on so many personalities. We have so many personalities for how we handle the world and how we handle things. It's almost like everybody that we interact with, we have a different personality for them. And one of the ways, I have a video that we posted on YouTube where I walked people through an exercise of noticing, like, if you walk into a room and it's full of your family, what's the energy? How do you show up? If you walk into the room and it's full of your closest friends, how do you show up? If you walk into a room and it's full of strangers, how do you show up? So all these different things, and you can start to perceive, even just from those questions, how we show up differently based on who's there, what the energy is. And that's really how personality comes about. And I find it very powerful with the X-Men conversation and Access, which is an acknowledgement of the people in the world that are different, that function from a different space, the seekers of the world, the people who have extreme awareness, that are often diagnosed with OCD, ADD, ADHD, autism. And even if you haven't been diagnosed with one of those things, maybe you just function from a totally different space and you have a very different perspective on the world. And a lot of times X-Men actually make themselves wrong because of that. Most of the time, X-Men make themselves wrong, and they're also made wrong by the rest of the world. And so with the X-Men conversation and Access is about really looking at your energetic capacities and your energetic awareness, and seeing that all these things that we make wrong about ourselves and all these things that have been made wrong about us are actually our superpowers and our greatest strengths. And personalities are definitely a strength gone awry, let's say. So X-Men have such a dynamic awareness of the world, of energies. We can perceive things from different times. Like, X-Men don't have a sense of time, like past, present, future. So things can be occurring kind of like everything occurring like simultaneously for X-Men in your awareness, and you don't have a sense of like timeline of things, you can be perceiving everybody else's stuff, like your whole neighborhood, your whole city, your whole country, the whole world. You can be perceiving other people's anxiety, other people's issues, other people's concern, confusion, whatever. And we become aware of all these things and we think that they're ours. And with X-Men, we take the awareness that we have, which is massive, and it's such a capacity, and we debilitate ourselves with it instead of using it as a gift and a capacity and being curious about, hey, how different am I to have this different awareness and different perspective? And what if I could use that to create and generate a different reality for myself and a different future? With personalities, it's kind of like for me, I see it as X-Men, like it's almost like we are aware of all these different energies, and we can like slide in, because this is a capacity of X-Men. You can be like a chameleon. That's actually a capacity of X-Men, is being a chameleon. That's one of the things we talk about in the 2-day X-Men class. You can change how you show up. You can adjust your energy to any given situation. Now, that can be an incredible strength and capacity. Chameleons are really incredible creatures. Oh, the lilies. Thanks. I love the lilies too. Somebody just commented on the lilies, Deborati. They smell amazing too. You might just tap into your X-Men capacities and smell the lilies. And if you don't like the smell of lilies, though, don't do that, because I know some people don't like the smell of lilies. But we have this ability to like slip into all these different energetic spaces and show up in a different way and create, but instead of using that to our advantage to create, we actually debilitate, like we turn ourselves into the energies that we're perceiving. And that's a lot of what X-Men do with personalities, is like become all of these energies that we're aware of and think that they are us and think that they are ours, but they're actually just energies that we are aware of. And I recently heard Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, say that personalities are what we adopt, what we take on, so that we can handle things. And the bases that I mentioned at the beginning, like the basis of our reality, are these fundamental energies that we think are true for us. We think they're ours. They're these energies that that basically keep the personalities in place. So there's a really cool possibility now for clearing and changing all of the personalities that we've taken on to handle things in the world, instead of just being aware of those things. Now that we have the bases in the clearing statement, and we have this ability to clear the energies of all these underlying structures that define us. And when we define ourselves, we confine ourselves, we limit ourselves. X-Men have this capacity to be so many different energies, perceive so many different energies, use that awareness, use those energies to create, to generate. One of the gifts of X-Men is actually that we have the capacity to create a different future on the planet. And it is so time for that right now. And I think a lot of us that are X-Men, seekers of the world, really feel that we've come here to make a difference, to create a different world, a different future. And it's a capacity that X-Men have. Each X-Men, each humanoid, each, seeker has a different, unique awareness of what is actually possible that nobody else has. And what we do is we turn it down, we shut it off, we judge it, we turn ourselves into all these personalities that are just all these energies that we're aware of and perceiving in the world, instead of going, I'm here, I'm different, I'm weird, I'm strange, I'm wacky, and I am actually here to create a different future. So I'm going to get out of judgment of me and have a lot of fun being the different, weird, wacky, aware creature that I am, who doesn't need personalities to handle things, who doesn't need a basis of reality, who can actually be unique and different in the world. And by doing so, create a different future. And when we look at creation and we look at having a different future, we look to the bases of reality that we've put in place in our own lives and the ones that are in place in the world. And these are the things that we reference it's like, well, I can choose this because it would make me right. I shouldn't choose this because it would make me wrong. I can be this because it will make me right, but I can't be this because it will make me wrong. And it's all this like constant computation and use of our incredible awareness and energetic, like the nuances of our energetic awareness. We use that against us. We're perceiving all these things. And once you get into a space of allowance with you and how different you are and what you're aware of, and you don't need to turn it into personalities, and you don't have a basis for who you are and what's relevant to you, you can start to use all of these unique energies to create a different future. But the thing is creating a future that doesn't have a basis in reality is actually takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of allowance. It takes a lot of being present with ourselves and having a sense of knowing, like valuing what it is that we are aware of that is so unique, that has never been in the world before, that doesn't have a basis, it isn't about personality, but it is actually about, I'm aware of something different here. There's a new energy, there's a different energy. And I would like to use that to create something greater and actually to create something that's never existed before. You can't create something that has never existed before from the basis of your reality. You can't do it by employing all of your personalities to handle all the things that you think you need to handle. What if we don't need to handle anything? What if there's nothing to handle? What if it's about exploring every day the new possibilities that are available beyond the bases and actually leaping into new spaces, opening up new spaces with our choices and with our uniqueness that creates a reality and a future that has never existed before? That to me is so exciting. And it's also something that is available now in a way that I have never seen it. And I've been doing access consciousness and I've been doing access for 14 years, and I've been living it, being it, using the tools, living the tools, facilitating the tools, and have also, been doing like personal growth kind of stuff for 30 years, I guess, at this point. And I've never seen, it's kind of like with the conversation about the bases now and being able to clear all of the bases of our reality, plural for basis, the basis of our reality, being able to undo that. I've never seen that be available in the way that it is now. And it's really weird. It's uncomfortable. It's chaotic. It's strange. And it's freaking wonderful because we have something available here energetically that has never been available before. And for me, what I've seen, I am a social worker by degree. Yeah. I used to be a social worker and a therapist. But I've never seen what is available now be available before. And it so matches what I have always known as possible. I just looked at the time and I have a call starting in a minute, so I gotta go. But I wanted to come and do this as a prelude to a call that I have starting in an hour, that is on X-Men and personalities. And we are going to dive deep into this conversation, clearing the personalities and the bases of reality, and starting to really uncover our capacities beyond having to define ourselves and make ourselves relevant to other people, and so that we can become the creators of a different future. That starts in an hour from now. And I'm also going to be doing a 2-day X-Men class, which is a way deeper dive next week. Or next week? No, the week after. I don't know, sometime at the end of October. You can look on my website, heathernichols.com/events. Both of those classes are there. And you are invited to join. And if you see this after today, we have the X-Men and Personalities call. We have one today for an hour from now at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Time, which is 9 p.m. in Europe. And then we have another call, a second part on Monday. So if you see this after today, you can always join late or you can buy the recording of it. But I'm really excited for this conversation. Can't wait to dive in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Let's create a different future now.